podcast. Sorry it's been like forever. It's been like 2 days since I was supposed to record this. I meant to record it that night. Like it would have been fine. Actually no, I watched it kind of late, so I was tired, and so I was gonna record it Friday morning. But then I went to the movies like all day, and then I got occupied with other things. Anyways, but here it is on Saturday. So those of you that were waiting to watch it, sorry. I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna be better. All right. So episode 8 left off with Victor, Bronte, and Tiffany on the block. I this episode I started to really feel bad for Victor because you can see in his eyes he's just genuine and he's naive, and he just they say ignorance is bliss, and I can see that in his eyes. And some of you are probably like, hold on, where's her brace? I left it in the bathroom, I just don't feel like getting it. But anyways, you can really see in his eyes that he has no idea. And I feel bad when someone has no idea. The difference between him and Jose, Victor is not going around saying he's like, oh, I'm it, I'm the best, like, I think Victor is just trying to do his best. Like, I don't think he's a fan or anything, but I don't know. So Victor is happy that Tiff is on the block, because she could possibly go home, and because I think this would be, me personally, I think this would be a great time to get Tiffany out. I would have been leading, let's do it. Like, I don't know. Paul Beard feels, I don't know why I just said that like you guys don't know, but he kind of feels bad for Victor's like fall, but not really. Like, he tried to give him hints and Victor didn't catch on, and Victor just thought everybody was all buddy. So, I mean, he feels bad that it's him and, it's Victor and not Paul. But at the same time, it's not Paul and it's Victor. So, I don't know. And this episode at the beginning, it really showed that Victor wasn't quitting, and he was trying to talk to people and, like, kind of ask for their votes. He wasn't just like, I'm out, like, so I give it that to him. There is a girls' alliance brewing, girls like all over the house, not just the Fatal Five, with Tiffany leading it, and the boys are getting suspicious of Tiff, which they should be, and I think because they know of her sister, most of them know of her sister Vanessa, like, yeah, like, you can say, like, they're different people, but, they're gonna be like somewhat the same, especially them. They look the same, they act the same, they're probably gonna play the same, like, they may be different people, but that's just a different vessel, like, different vessel. I don't know. So Frank, this episode, I felt like this is flashbacks of Devin all over again, but Frank ends up telling Polly about the 8-pack. But when he was talking to them, he kind of deflected the idea of the alliance to the girls, like, and made it seem like it was no big deal. And he was just like, yeah, the girls, like, it was their idea. We were just in the room, and you weren't there. But it's just silly, like. And first, I was just like, why would he do that? It didn't make sense to me until the people in the episode were talking to Nicole and Davon, and they were like, he was doing it to cover his own ass, like, he was doing it not in the, if he was doing it for the wellness of everybody would have been there. Majority of people would have been there. But he did it, and think it was just him and Corey, I want to say. So it's just like, if you were doing it, so he wouldn't find out from Tiffany, then why didn't you just bring everybody that, I don't know. And this was still why Polly was HOH. But it's just like, Polly's not going to be HOH next week. Why would you tell? Like, I don't know. Polly and Zakia ended up having a long talk about, like, who they trust and how different groups have formed and who their final fives would be. And it was interesting because, like, Polly and Zakiya, kind of, they have each other. That's like a pair, right? Nicole and Corey, they have a pair. They kind of like each other, so they're together. But Devon is the fifth person in that, and she's kind of just like, what am I supposed to do? You know, like, that final five doesn't really work for her. I think maybe she should try to make it a final six and get somebody strong that, you know, like, hey, you have my back, I have your back, you know, like, maybe Frank wouldn't be that, I don't know, not Frank, somebody that is good at competitions that isn't going to, like, turn on you because the grass may look greener. So let's get right down to it. Not right down to it. We're 5 minutes in, 6 minutes in. So the eviction vote, I thought it was going to be a little bit different. I don't know. I was hoping it would be Tiffany, but Tiffany ended up getting 0 votes. Bronte got 1 from Paul, and then Victor got the rest. So it was a 9-1 vote for Victor to go. And when Julia was telling him about the possibility of him going back in, he was just so excited. And I right now, between Glenn, what's his name, Jose, and Victor, I'm hoping Victor wins. Yeah, I'm hoping Victor wins. I think out of those 3, depending on what the competitions are, I think Victor, he's smart, he's athletic, you know, he's capable of winning. All right, so the HOH competition was called Kiss My Ace. I thought it was funny. It was played in teams again. But it was like kind of like that individual competition that, like, it felt more of like an individual competition, but you just happen to be in groups with your teams. So they had to bounce a ball to serve. It was like a tennis racket. They had to bounce it in the tennis racket, and then it was going to hit this net and fall into, like, numbered slots. And the player with the lowest score in that round is eliminated. And if your ball fell off, then it was 0. And if you tied with other people, then you all were out, unless it was the final round, perhaps. But it was interesting, like, but I wish the numbers would have been slightly bigger and the ball bigger, because you couldn't really see. But I don't know. It was cool. I think this one, it felt like luck, you know, like, I'm not really big on those luck competitions. I just feel like it just messes up everything, you know. I like the thinking and the strength competitions. Let me know in the comments which ones you like. But the winner ended up being Bridget, so that means category 4 is safe, which is like Frank and I totally forgot who was on that. Frank, Michelle, and Polly are safe. Which is cool, because they were safe last week. I think they're gonna need to, like, these teams soon. I didn't even like it in the beginning. I think everyone would be much more relieved. Or maybe when they get down to 12 people, they'll shift the teams up. That would be a good idea. Or even, like, what if they did teams in pairs of 2? Like, when they said travel companion, I'm thinking it's another person. Companion. You know, singular. So, I don't know. I think this is going to be an interesting week. I can't wait to find out who Bridget puts up. If it was her nominations, or if it was Natalie and Bronte's nominations, if it was Frank's nominations, you know, like, people use other people to get what they want. So I don't know. I don't know how this week is gonna go. You know, I think Bridget was a wrench in their plans. So I think it'll be a good week. I think it was a good change, refreshing. A refreshing change. But yeah, thanks for watching, and you're welcome. Bye.